Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Hornets' Nest for homecoming here for the Westfield School. I am Brant Daughtry, being joined right next to me by Brett Taylor and Mandy Livingston, running our cameras. Langston,
okay.
Excuse me, running our cameras for the first time today. Brett, the Southland Academy Raiders have come calling to the Hornets' Nest for the first time in 2 weeks. We're going to have a football game here.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see what happens. Westfield played, as you said, about 3 weeks ago and defeated the Trinity Christian Crusaders out of Dublin, and that was a pretty convincing fashion. But it's been a few weeks, as you said. They haven't had a lot of practice either, so I wonder if we may see some of those first game jitters, first game mistakes, crop up yet again. Hopefully not, but it'll be interesting to see how Westfield manages that. But right now, Westfield's just glad to be playing football again and hopefully have any COVID issues behind them here for the extended future.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we said, homecoming is this week for the Hornets, so they're announcing the court right now, and I'll take you through the list that we have here. Your football sponsor is Sadie Hayes. Your freshman homecoming court is Dana Falk and Lofton Hulbert. Your sophomores, Nevaeh Bohannon and Addie Hulpert. Your juniors, Marina Knowles and Claire Lee. Your seniors, Lauren Black, Mary Coraline Cook, May McLean, and Ellie Williams. So that is your homecoming court this year for the Westfield Hornets.
Yeah, and we are in the ABE group pregame show. Apologize for that.
Not quite yet. Trying to get out of here early, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And we'll go ahead and give you the Westfield starters on offense. This will be a carryover from a few weeks ago. We don't have updated starters, but they should not have changed very much. So your offensive line looks like this. You got number 58, Andrew Fowler, 62, Cole Miller, number 50, Seth Andrews, number 55, Luke White, and number 72, Tanner Roberson. At quarterback, you have number 9, Gavin Vining. 2 running backs will be number 24, Porter Falk, and number 10, Billy Jack Gregory. And at fullback will be number 44, Cameron Kalmbach. And the split end will be number 11, Ricky Black, and tight end number 16, Brian Greer. So those are the starters on offense for Westfield. The defensive starters look like this. Defensive line at defensive end will be number 21, J.B. Bearden. Also number 78, Kyle Langston. And joined on that defensive line will be number 62, Cole Miller, and number 50, Seth Andrews. The linebackers look like this. You've got 3 of them. Number 5, Ryan Powers. Number 8, Coleman Williams. And number 30, Brady Greer. At defensive backs, you've got 4, number 2, Brody McDaniel. Number 1, Walker Young. Number 26, Bishop Smallwood. And number 3, Noah Blackman. So those are the starters for Westfield. Brant, I'm not sure if you have the starters pulled up for Southland Academy.
Yes,
but we'd like to thank Sonova Securities for sponsoring our starters here tonight.
I do have them. Give me just a second here.
Yeah, no problem. And as you said, you've got Sadie Hayes accompanying number 1, Walker Young, number 62, Cole Miller, and number 33, Dean Massey, who are the captains here tonight for this contest. The captains on the far side for the Raiders is number 58, Collins Bass. Looks like number 9, Will Toms, and either number 22 or number 32, Landon Griffin. I believe that's 32. That's Coleman Fort. So those are the captains for both teams. Okay, so Billy Jack is not playing. So we'll have
Billy Jack Gregory pulled hamstring. He is out.
So you got the starters for Southland here.
I do. Starting on defense, your line is going to look like this. Your ends are going to be Luke Exley and Coleman Fort. Your tackles are going to be Nick Garcia and John Say. Moving to the secondary, Will Toms is going to line up at corner.
So it looks like Southland is going to receive. Westfield won the toss and deferred. So looks like Westfield will go on defense to start the game. Sorry, go ahead, Brent.
Yeah, your other corner is going to be Caleb Law, number 10. Your safeties are going to be Nathan Duke and James Griffith, and it looks like Griffith is going to play a hybrid safety and linebacker position. Your other linebackers are going to be Chase Ledger, Greer Hagerson, and Owen Exley. Moving to the offensive side of the ball for the Raiders, it's going to be Buddy Brady lined up at wide receiver with Hudson Collins on the other side. Your offensive line is going to look like this. Coleman Bass is going to line up at left tackle. Your left guard is going to be Colden Kinney. Your center, Luke Exley. Your right guard, Coleman Fort. Your right tackle, John Say, and Chase Ledger is going to line up at tight end for the Raiders. And finally, your backfield, Nathan Duke is going to be your quarterback along with 2 running backs. That's James Griffith and Owen Exley.
So the Westfield Hornets going to join us here on the sidelines. We're almost set for kickoff. Southland getting ready to run through the banner. So should be a great matchup here between Westfield and Southland, teams who know each other very well, play each other pretty much every year. Used to be region foes, and now are out of region contests, but they're so close. I mean, you got to pretty much play each other. So
yeah, there's about an hour or 45 minutes, depending on the traffic between here and Americus and
who's driving.
Yeah,
if Kenny's driving, it's about 35-minute ride. If Brett's driving, it's about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
If Brant's driving, probably about an hour. Split the difference.
No, it's about 20.
Hopefully you heard that, Bob.
So looking at Southland's schedule so far, they are 0-3. They have lost 13-10 to Terrell Academy. They lost 15-12 to Deerfield Windsor and 38-6 to Pinewood. So they're 0-3, looking for their first win. Westfield 1-0, like you said, who had a pretty convincing win over Trinity Christian here a couple of weeks ago.
So we'll go ahead and look at our sponsors here tonight. I'd like to thank the ABE Group, also Sonova Securities, Houston Healthcare, the Westfield School, Westfield Booster Club, Sonic, and the Swanson Restaurant. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for helping bring us this live action, and that'll wrap up our ABE Group pregame show. And we are getting ready for kickoff here from the Hornets Nest as Westfield will take on Southland. We'll take a quick break, come back, and have the kickoff and the first quarter right here on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
On the field, a successful outcome is the ultimate goal for every team. At Houston Healthcare, our team of healthcare professionals is also dedicated to providing successful outcomes to the patients we serve each and every day. From Houston Medical Center, Perry Hospital, or one of our 3 med stops to the sidelines and locker rooms of our high school athletes, our team is focused on providing quality healthcare that leads to successful outcomes for the patients we serve. Houston Healthcare, advanced medical care closer to home.
Welcome back. Sam Johnson getting ready to kick off here to the Raiders. They will be moving from right to left across your screen there and fielded right out the 25, making a couple of people miss, running to his side, not getting anywhere, and finally gang tackled around the 30-yard line. That is number 10 for the Raiders, Caleb Law. Plays wide receiver, defensive back, and handles the kicking duties.
So it'll be first down and 10 from there for Southland. They have the football at their own 30-yard line to start things. Westfield played very strong on defense a few weeks back. We'll see if they can continue that effort here tonight.
Yeah, we talked about it last time. The addition of Kevin Kinsler paid dividends early, and hopefully that can continue. Some communication happening now. They get set. Southland comes out in the shotgun. That's not what they warmed up with. And quick screen over to the left side, and read well, wrapped up and tackled. That is number 16, Bryant Greer, getting out there to make the tackle. And that'll be a 5-yard loss.
Wow, yeah, we'll see where they mark it, but like you said, it looked like his forward progress was stopped, and it's going to be more than that, Brant.
Yeah, it's going to
be almost 10.
Yeah, close to 10. Call it 9.5. So second down and a long way to go already. Great pursuit by that Hornet defense, but like we said, Greer especially.
Yeah, just a great job of reading that and reacting, getting upfield, and making the play on the other side of the line of scrimmage.
Same formation, 5 wide, and they're going to run the speed option. And nowhere to go. Read well, covered up everybody. Number 21, J.B. Bearden making the tackle on that play, but honestly, it could have been a couple other guys.
Yeah, so maybe picks up, we'll call it 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 17.
Waiting on the scoreboard, 16
yeah.
what they're going to enlist it at. So 3rd and a mile.
And right now, Westfield doing exactly what they wanted to do coming out here in the first quarter, playing strong defense and trying to get some good field position for their offense here. Looked like maybe a little false start.
Maybe, and the quarterback's just going to have to tuck it and run. He's got a long way to run.
Right.
He's not going to get close.
And right there, you get behind the chains on the down and distance, and unfortunately, Westfield's able to sit back, not let you get anything deep, force you to run the football to the outside, and they just, huddle to the football or run to the football and gang tackle.
Nathan Duke tried to scramble, but nothing there. Picks up 4, 4th down and 12, and the Raiders will have to punt. Good defensive stand here early from the Hornets.
Exactly what you wanted if you're Coach Rob Fitzpatrick, having his defense come out.
Punt is on the way, low line drive, bounces at the 50.
Yeah, I'd get away from that.
Yeah, going to take a Southland roll, and everybody's going to back off. It's going to be fielded right at the 32, where Westfield will start their drive. Good field position here.
Yeah, so excellent field position for the Hornets. Westfield will have their first possession of the contest at their own 33-yard line.
Westfield, last time we saw them, they run a pretty standard wing tee, just trying to control the ball, run the clock, and eat up yards on the ground.
Right, we saw a heavy dose of Porter Falk, also the Vining, the quarterback.
Yeah, a lot of inside veer plays, and they'll hand off straight to the fullback here. He'll lower his shoulder and get a couple. That's number 44, Cameron Kalmbach. He had a pretty decent game, too. And his first down run goes for 5.
So if you're Westfield, you really like the ground and pound, if you will. Try to stay ahead of the down and distance. Do pretty much the exact opposite as what Southland did the last drive for them. So 2nd down and we'll call it 4.5, 5.
Give on the end around. Right up the middle. Oh, running over somebody, and he's still dragging tacklers. That's number 24, Porter Falk. Just absolutely trucked a Raider defender and dragged 2 more down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, just a great job right there. What?
I said I'm blowing out this mic.
Yeah, just a great job right there of turning that football up. Hit the hole really hard and ran over a couple of players. So 1st down and 10 at the Southland 40-yard line.
Porter Falk, gain of 21 on that last play. Vining drops back to pass. The lefty just going to huck one up into double coverage, and pass is going to be incomplete.
Tell you what, Powers had a chance at it, and that ball just needed a little less loft on it. He doesn't need to throw that on a line, but he's got to not throw it straight up in the air.
Yeah, we'll say that was number 10, Caleb Law, in on the coverage.
So good job right there of Southland breaking up the play. Law getting in there and knocking the ball away from Powers.
Yep. I'm going to be honest, I don't really understand that play call. You have 2 run plays in a row, go for
just trying
27
to take advantage.
Combined.
Throw it when you want to, not when you have to.
Option, Vining going to keep it, and he's going to hit the hole hard. Big gap, and he's going to have the first down.
Tell you what, right now Westfield's blocking very well.
Yes, they are. We talked about it last time. Westfield's been in the weight room, and it's obvious. And they look like a very, very different football team than the one they were last year.
Yeah, they look very disciplined and obviously very physical.
Sam Johnson going to come in.
Of course, the mindset change with the wing tee and running the football more probably feeds into that a little bit more as well, because now you know you've got an identity, you focused on that, and you're going to run the football right at people.
Porter Falk up the middle again on the end around, or we'll call that a jet sweep from now on, and he'll pick up 7.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3, and Porter Falk is running like a man possessed here tonight.
Yeah,
doing a great job just lowering his head and running through contact.
He's a short, stocky guy, and he just kind of gets behind that line of scrimmage, hits a hole, and then he's just like a steam engine.
So staying in that wing T formation, it's been working inside the 25-yard line.
2nd down and 4, toss. Makes one man miss. No, tripped up. That's number 1, Walker Young got tripped up. Man, had to make one man miss, but
number 7, Owen Exley, coming up from his defensive back position and makes a great play, shoestring tackle on Walker Young. Loss of 2 right there.
Young going to come out. Noah Blackman going to replace him.
It's getting a little chilly. I love being able to say that.
Yeah, it feels like football now.
Right. So Westfield really in great position here still.
Option. Vining didn't even think about pitching it. He's up the middle, trucks the defender, and he's going to have the first down to the 12-yard line.
I tell you what, I don't know who I'm more impressed with, Vining or Mandy running 2 cameras up there in the camera well.
Yeah, she's
doing a great job so far.
She's keeping track of it?
Oh, yeah.
Good for her.
She's doing a great job so far. She's helping us out. She's also running the camera for the football team, so we had short staff here today.
Bishop Smallwood checks in for the Hornets. They're rotating backs and wide receivers on every play. Give up the middle and stacked.
The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network. The Middle Georgia Sports Network is excited to bring to you another year of live prep sports action. Whether it's on the gridiron, the diamond, or the hardwood, MGSN has you covered. For the past 7 years, we have been there for region championships, state championships, and everything in between. We look forward to another 7 years of coverage, as you can always count on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.
On the field, a successful outcome is the ultimate goal for every team. At Houston Healthcare, our team of healthcare professionals is also dedicated to providing successful outcomes to the patients we serve each and every day. From Houston Medical Center, Perry Hospital, or one of our 3 med stops to the sidelines and locker rooms of our high school athletes, our team is focused on providing quality healthcare that leads to successful outcomes for the patients we serve. Houston Healthcare, advanced medical care closer to home.
thing. Holy cow, it's like we're a real broadcast team.
Hush your mouth, Brent. You make me feel bad. So
Hey.
hopefully some of those folks that are still tuned in are getting to see something.
All right, yeah, like we said, that's hardware failure. We will do our best to have that fixed by next week.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just one of those things where sometimes, unfortunately.
And for anybody, we announced it earlier, but this entire game is going to go up on YouTube with full video and full commentary once this game is over sometime tonight.
Right. So right now, Westfield on top, 21-14 with 2:08 to go.
Vining going to keep it himself, just tuck it and take the loss.
Yeah, honestly, that doesn't mean a whole lot right now.
Yep.
You want to run that clock out.
We are now under 2 minutes, clock running. Southland only has one timeout, and I would think if you get a stop on this play, it might be a good time to take it.
Yeah, you're going to have to stop the clock, and you're only going to have, if you're going to get it back, you're only going to have probably like 40 seconds left.
Yeah, you're going to have to hit a couple of big ones.
But seen crazier things happen.
Yeah, we have.
So you were probably in-person witness to crazier things.
Yeah, I've seen a few in my day. Quarterback sneak for Vining. He's going to fall forward. Wow, he got about 10 yards on a quarterback sneak. Assuming that.
So did they take that last time out? Or have they not burned it yet?
No, they haven't burned it yet. We're now approaching a minute. And Southland still has not taken that time out. We are now under a minute, clock running. Westfield runs one more play. Well, it's 3rd down and 8. If Westfield doesn't get a first down, I assume Southland's going to stop the clock. If Westfield does get a first down, the game's over.
Right.
And Westfield's just going to let this clock run down and take a timeout here.
Absolutely.
3, 2, 1. There's the whistle.
Yeah, I miscalculated because, well, wait up. They may be able to kneel it.
They can kneel it, but then Southland has a timeout and it's 4th down.
No, that's true.
So 34.9 seconds left, and Westfield up by a touchdown with the ball. Southland with one timeout. Going to take a whole lot to pull this one off, and it looks like the Westfield Hornets are going to move to 2-0. I don't want to speak too early, but I feel pretty good about it. You know, honestly, this was a much closer game than it should have been. Westfield was clearly the more talented team, just turnovers. We talk about it all the time. If you're going to beat a team that's better than you, you better get some turnovers.
Yeah,
and Southland forced them.
Like I said, Southland, I would the adjective I would use to describe them, scrappy.
Yeah.
They are very scrappy. They've got one dominant player, two dominant players. Number 42, who is John Say, and then they've also got number 7, Owen Exley, who I feel like those are two dominant players.
Those are probably the two best players on their team. The names we've called tonight the most for sure.
And, you know, then you look at, they got some other complementary athletes, but Westfield's just been able to really control the line of scrimmage.
Been saying it for 2 games now. Westfield is just bigger and stronger, especially at the point of attack, that line of scrimmage. Vining is down. He will have the first, and that'll do it. And Southland, we'll see if they take a timeout. They will.
No, they're going to say it's 4th down.
No, he got.
Never mind. The marker over there says 4th.
Right. He just hadn't turned it to 1st yet. But we'll stay here and we'll just talk about the game we've seen. Westfield we heard that they were putting Kevin Kinsler in charge of the weight room. And that immediately, for me, raised eyebrows because Kevin Kinsler's been at Northside for forever.
Right.
And the one constant at Northside is that they were going to try to out-physical you. And most of the time they can.
Right.
So they spend a lot of time in the weight room. Kevin Kinsler knows what that does for a football program, and he's brought it to Westfield.
Yeah, just the physicality, I would say, too. I mean, it's a great point. You look at the way that Westfield's playing and just the attitude and intensity that they have. I mean, that's what has kind of been missing for the last few years, and they've got kids that are really wanting to kind of put their nose in there and And not to say that the other teams didn't, but it's kind of a more organized, concerted effort to make sure. Now, the turnovers is something that Westfield's going to have to clean up. And the penalties
that was a problem last week, and it was a problem this week.
The penalties inside the red zone, you're going to have to clean those things up. But as far as effort and ability to execute plays, right now Westfield's executing at a very high level. And if they can cut out the penalties and turnovers, I mean, they've got a chance to have a really good season, I think. Coach Fitzpatrick pushing all the right buttons so far. Coach Kinsler, obviously got the defense playing very well. And Coach Fowler.
He schemed up a very physical, very intense, just game-wrecking defense.
Yeah, Coach Fowler dialing up some consistent play calls on offense, but really
Westfield doesn't have to run another play, but looks like they'll line up to do so. Yeah, Vining going to take the knee, and that'll do it.
Well, Southland has a timeout if they want to use it.
They do. I don't think they will, though.
Right.
So Westfield will move to 2-0 on the year. Southland will move to 0-4. Tough year so far for the Raiders, but Westfield playing way above the station they've had these past couple of years.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll go straight into our Westfield Booster Club post-game show. And honestly, players of the game here, I think you got to give it probably a three-way. Porter Falk, Walker Young, and then Gavin Vining on offense.
Yeah.
Cole Miller played a great game as well.
Yeah, absolutely, he did. It's tough. It's always fun for me when we get to call out an offensive lineman and say, hey, man, you had a noticeably great game.
Right.
So, congratulations to all those guys.
Absolutely.
And he had one punt, and it was a pretty decent punt, too.
So let's go ahead and thank our sponsors as well as we're here in the Westfield Booster Club postgame show. I'd like to thank the ABE Group, Synovus Securities, Houston Healthcare, the Westfield School, the Westfield Booster Club, Sonic, and the Swanson Restaurant. And again, we apologize for the technical issues that we had. We had what we think is a hardware issue, and we're going to try to have that resolved by next week. We have a softball game coming up next week as well. So apologize for those issues, and be sure to check out the YouTube channel. The full broadcast will be uploaded after the game tonight. Give us a little bit to get that uploaded. But anyways, Brent, great victory here for Westfield on homecoming. 21-14, they're victors over the Southland Raiders from Americus, and Westfield's 2-0 on the season.
Yeah, they are. So they will play here again next week. Who are we playing next week, Brett?
I believe they have the Piedmont Cougars coming into town. It's a game that they added after the COVID scare that they had a few weeks ago that shut things down. So hopefully they steer clear of any of that, and Westfield will host the Cougars next week as kind of a game to plug in there. And then the following week, I think they're on the road to Terrell Academy. So that's kind of the schedule over the next coming weeks.
Absolutely. So I've been Brant Daughtry, alongside me, Brett Taylor, and thank you to Mandy Langston on the camera. We will see you here next week on the Middle Georgia Sports Network.